Groovy. Jet Set Radio. Jump around now. Jump around now. Jump around now. Get down. Jump around now. Jump around now. Jump around now. Get down. Jump around, jump around now. Jump up, and get down. Jump around now. Jump up, and get down. Jump around now. Jump up, and get down. Jump around now. Jump up.
The only tournament ran by 4 wizards in a trench coat, it's Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. Shadow Wizard Skating Gang, we love grinding streets. 2 teams of Rudies are about to race through the streets of Tokyo To to complete their bingo board objectives. For every soul and character they unlock, they'll receive a point. If a team manages to cover an area in graffiti, they'll get a whopping 3 points. But they better watch their backs, because it's first come, first serve around these parts. Only one team can claim each square, and we don't hand out no consolation prizes for second place losers. Ha 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 ha! If a team can work together and mark 5 squares in a row, column, or a diagonal, they'll secure a bingo and be rewarded with a 2-point bonus. Ooh! Oh, and one final thing. Don't forget, this game is all about working together with your teammate. So any tape pickups, stolen locks, and graffiti completions will be synced between team members. Don't try to solo it alone, you jackass. All right, let's hit this joint. It's time for another round of Jet Set Radio Bingo!
Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting match of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. Once again we have 2 teams ready to battle out for street supremacy, and our first team today is the light blue team. Featuring a brand new player and a bingo regular, it's Vane and Dynamite from team F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. And going up against them today is the orange team, 2 returning players forming a team with a simple ultimatum. It's Fatal Rock and Miku_DS from team Cook or Be Cooked. And in the commentators box today we have the duo that couldn't decide if they were called elevators or lifts due to the way they were both raised. It's Shovel Claws and Ace... me!
W intro.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favourite intros of all time. Whoever did that intro, like, give them a raise, honestly.
Okay, let's chill out on the glaze, bro. Hi everyone. Welcome back to another exciting Jet Set Radio Future Bingo match. Today we're seeing a team for the first time. 2 teams for the first time. I'm excited about that. Hey Spets, how you feeling?
I mean, it's their first match for both teams, so it's always good. I don't know how this match is going to go. I mean, I know Fatal Rock and Miku have been practicing. Vane as well has getting some practice in. Dynamite, I don't know, but I think it'd be a bad idea to underestimate that team, which I'm sure you've got thoughts on how I pronounce the team name. So do you want to say
No, we're gonna move past that actually. Okay. To talk about Dynamite being a weird like black horse in this mix of 4 players who The other three are relatively common names. We've seen Miku. Fatal's been a staple in the community. Vayne has had a good past 2 seasons. Dynamite coming in out of nowhere, doesn't play the game much outside of Randomizer, kind of the Randomizer guy around some parts. I'm really interested to see if it'll translate over. I'm interested to see how his first game will go. I'm excited to see F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X play for the first time. I'm excited to see how Cook can fare in this matchup. It's going to be probably one of their easier ones. Miku on the same team with Fatal, going to be kind of interesting.
So I need to put something in the chat real quick. I'm being a bad person. I'm rage baiting the chat real quick.
Interesting. Well, as Ace rage baits the chat, I think we're ready to get into our first board.
Let's go.
I assume this is our real first board. I've been looking at it some, and the main thing is, look, I love a good 1 graffiti 99th board. I'll say it. That is fun as hell. You never really know when you can pull the trigger on 99th graph on a board like this, because every area is super balanced.
I think the interesting thing that there is some things in 99 which could potentially lead to some pre-spraying as well. 99 is one of the most like you say, it's one of the most interesting graffiti squares out there, because there's no like good time to do. The best time to do 99th graffiti is when you win it.
It's kind of true. The pre-spray opportunities are pretty not terrible, especially with Tricks 40 along the way, so I 100% think that you're right on that read. And special, like 3 souls there isn't worth scoffing at. The other thing is Shibuya and Kogane are both honestly feel pretty good. You have Grind 10 and then 3 in FRZ over in Kogane Cho, and then Shibuya, you have the 2 fast defaults. Not a ton of action in the other areas, but you can always start those 3 really fast souls in Shibuya and then rotate out to wherever your other player isn't. And even Benton has some solid deep souls, so I'm excited to see how it'll go, and our players will go ahead and get off. And it looks like a double Shibuya split for F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. I was not expecting this, as Miku will be the only person in here. Could be a play to maybe take care of Miku in a way that he doesn't really expect. But Dynamite, unfortunately, missing the movement over to platform. It looks like it was just going for tape, so we'll try to win Grind 10. But like Vayne, Miku, 1 soul out. Love that.
I mean, they both got a default and they're out. Like, it makes sense.
I mean,
in and out. Yeah, no issues there. Shuo Street from Dynamite is going to be an interesting one. There's Grind 10. I'm hoping we're not going to see Cubby in the first 2 minutes of the match, but we shall see. There might be some grand strategy going on that I cannot quite understand 3 squares into a match, and that's the interesting part. I think F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X is going to really surprised me with some out-of-the-box strategies, and I almost feel like a lot of teams have gotten complacent with like similar strategies from many teams, so these curveballs could really get some interesting action going on this board.
But look at this early game board control from Cook or Be Cooked, because this row 2 very quickly falling into place. It's not going to be a real threat because Chuo is going to get grabbed by Dynamite here very soon. But honestly, I wouldn't expect someone to go Chuo so early on this board. So we just added a browser source. Anyways,
Twice.
this double dark side rotation out from Shibuya into 99th actually feels really strong from Cook, as Vayne rotated into Kogane-cho, leaving Dynamite just uncontested in the light side. It's going to be kind of interesting to see these 12 points in Binton be completely conceded. I don't know if you can really afford to do that without setting up a bingo threat, but it is winning if we assume that the rest of the souls in Shibuya and Kogane are given to F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. What needs to happen here is they need to win every remaining soul in Shibuya side and in Kogane side. And it's actually completely fine if they do that, because Miku's already spraying 99th graph, so you have some time to play with.
Yeah, really, we're watching a race between two teams doing completely different things, because the bit that's going to get interesting is who gets to pivot first. What's interesting is Dynamite is completely skipping Churokubby, which, like I say, I'm not a fan of early Churokubby. From my experience of Pinball Warrior, obviously there's a case to be made that Churokubby is a terrible, terrifying square. You don't want to have to get that square just to lock a bingo, let me tell you. So far, there's a lot of just squares being marked by Cook or Be Cooked, but I'm not really seeing any immediate bingo threats available. I guess there's maybe the bottom left, top right diagonal is still technically available, and column
it's
5,
unrealistic.
but they're not realistic, neither am I. Exactly. So it really is just going to be... I'm trying to think if I've ever seen this before, where it's been like a race to do two completely different things. But obviously now we've got Dynamite in 99th Street starting the graffiti on the back foot a bit, because Fatal and Miku are co-oping right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard race. Dynamite obviously is not going to be a mechanically very ahead of the curve player or anything. Like, mechanics are going to be about where the average player in bingo would be. So there's not really a shot for him to pull off this 2v1, and Vayne is so far out of the picture that she's really not going to be able to contribute much to this route before it just gets marked by Cook here. And honestly, this is the first real mistake of the game, I would argue, for F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. I actually really think playing Shibuya and Kogane that entire game is winning. Like, I actually think you can do it quite easily. 99th graph, you're committing a lot of time to a goal like 99th graph. And the goals away from 99th graph are going to just be hard to get to after you're done in 99th. Say Vayne from FRZ just goes Kibo. You're still getting enough points to offset 99th graph being important. And if Dynamite just grabs Shibuya Grind, you already have tape for it, might as well. Goes Hikage Tricks, goes a Dogen Lap during 99th. That actually all feels really solid. I don't know if Cook, if they fully committed to this 99th co-op, I don't know if they would have been able to have time to respond super well. And if they do respond, it's in Shibuya, which is not where you really need to win points. And I kind of wish I saw a bit more finesse in this F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. play of doing this 99th co-op, because I really think you could have afforded to not do it at all, and you're gonna get the gold taken away from you here very shortly as it gets marked for Team Cook there. And now you've wasted a ton of time, and Miku is already out of the level, so out ahead both players. positionally, this is a very strong advantage for Cook, and will probably end the game here very shortly.
Yeah, I'm thinking the big thing is because, like, mechanically, I've enjoyed F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X's, you know, just going for the squares. I think it's one of those cases where it's like, okay, we need to get 99 graffiti at some point, but not really realizing that, or maybe it was just a case of, okay, Miku hasn't marked anything in a while, Miku might be doing 99 graffiti, let me come help. And it probably, while going through the graffiti, maybe dawned that, okay, now Fatal hasn't done anything in a while, we may be in a bit of a pickle. But, you know, do you leave? Do you keep going? I mean, you spent all that time. It's a difficult decision to make. You know,
it's very common to sunk cost fallacy yourself into a play that won't end up winning the game.
Exactly,
it does happen because again, that's kind of the beauty of one graph boards, in my opinion, is that it's actually really feasible on boards like this to not play for the graffiti at all. You can fully concede if you can find the points in other areas. Especially if you can set up something like that row 1 bingo threat. And F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X were in a really, really good spot. It just felt like maybe a little bit of underpreparedness, not as much familiarity with the board strategy aspect of bingo, compared to their ability to just play the game pretty effectively. Because honestly, Dynamite through this game, mechanically it seemed pretty solid. Obviously might not know all the unlocks or whatever, but hasn't really shown a huge mechanical weakness. That 99th graph was actually further along than I kind of thought it would be, and I think a lot of that comes down to Dynamite playing the advantage that he had pretty well. But I think the other thing on this board is that if you're going to concede a lot of these deep dark side goals, you need to know when to give something up. And Fatal just got a ton of advantage in these deep dark side areas, and it seemed like F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X were actually really excited to give up a lot of that dark side control. And I think giving up Benton is actually totally okay. They can take all 12 of those points, and if you play in Shibuya-cho and in Kogane-cho, you're gonna rob them of their win condition. They won't be able to scrounge together those points. So I think this could have been really well played from FCP, but unfortunately that decision to co-op 99th comes and ends the game in under 10 minutes, which is a blazing fast game. Just absolutely ridiculous for a game to be that length.
9 minutes, 19 seconds is incredibly quick.
It looks like... hey, I see a 99 in that. Is this anything? No, it isn't.
919.
But we're already gonna go ahead and get our next board. Woo. I'm excited for this.
Sure, at SDPP. Oh, jeez. Oh, golly. Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. And 13 Shibuya squares as well. Holy. This is a wacky board.
But look at this Kogane. There are 6 defaults? That's pretty ridiculous.
How do I get around saying this? Are you telling me that 6 of the defaults are in one area? You know, of the total number of defaults... The
only other 2 defaults on this board are in Chuo and Hikage.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. This board is really weird. Like, obviously, the early gameplay here is probably Shibuya and Kogane split. I wouldn't expect a co-op in an area. I don't think either are, like, abundantly strong. The problem is that in some of these areas, you have to... You can't commit to some of these. Like, Chuo 0.60k in an early game as fast as this is going to end up throwing quite a big lead, or swinging the points really aggressively if they don't contest. And we are going to see Miku and Vayne head-to-head, which is going to be a really interesting matchup. Yeah, Fatal and Dynamite. I'm watching that matchup like a hawk. You can see all the cool movement stuff on the top side of the screen. If you want to see, maybe less impressive mechanics, you can look at the bottom of the screen. But I actually think it's going to be the more impactful head-to-head here, as Fatal decides to just go really deep into Kogane. And Dynamite's gonna head for RDH Air 4.
Yeah, so we got 4 players in 4 different areas, and again, it's going to be a case of who can get their stuff done first, and then begin the next stuff. Which I think it was genuinely like a good moment. Last game it was a good kind of starting position to be in, up until the point where we found out who got to the next thing first. So. Yeah. Again, we're going to be seeing this again. It could be either of them. But Cook will be cooked is getting some very quick early squares. Potentially, we're seeing a plan, a risky gambit coming from F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. And I could see it. It's interesting. It might not be the quickest squares overall, but it could form an interesting set of squares for the future.
Yeah, I don't hate where these squares are lining up for FCP. I do think it's weaker than where they are for Cook. And Dynamite looking like doesn't really want to contest those deep Kogane areas, which is going to swing the points really hard in favor of Cook. But going to make his way into Shibuya-cho. I'm interested to see why.
Okay, Miku entered Hikage. I mean, surely Dynamite's going to Hikage.
Grab Crane left, and then.
And kind of scared off by Miku.
Looks like we're gonna both back out of Hikage. That's interesting. I think that's. Fine, but Dynamite bro. Okay, we gotta make a decision. We can't just stand around in one level, not deciding on something to do. You're giving your opponent so much time to play with, and Mika's already gonna very decisively head over to Darkside. And look at that column 4. That's gonna cause problems. It's gonna actually be kind of a big deal if they can't manage to block that. Because SDPP, the problem with SDPP in a bingo threat is that at any point, once Cook hits the points to win, they need 3 more souls. They're gonna get 2 more in this bingo, and at any point in the game, they'll be able to just rip an SDPP graph and win the game with the bingo points and the graph.
There's a big problem for FCP at the moment, and that is that bottom row.
Yeah, I mean, both of these bingo threats are unstoppable. We're gonna get a double bingo. Which, this is tough.
Unless Vayne, somehow just kind of...
wins that for Z, it is possible.
I mean, it's end of first maze, stuff can happen. There is, the potential for minor and major skill issues right at the top. I'm keeping my eye on the timer in the top left. That will appear. It's how many seconds? 7 seconds. It's gonna be tricky.
7-second lead for Fatal. I don't know if you could really bleed that much time while going to very top in the first maze. Fatal would have to miss this jump.
But yeah, it's tricky.
It comes down to this, and Vayne having some movement issues while Fatal got through really clean. So, I mean, Fatal's not even gonna risk it. Vayne could snipe this if you go for the jump, and Vayne makes it. She's gonna win the square. Oh, never mind! Jump up! Oh my god! Oh, the extra boost for Fatal is coming in clutch. Going to win this square, probably.
Oh no!
Never mind. Fatal's on the outside rail, so Vayne gets it.
Oh my god!
A snipe, a 3.5 second snipe from Vayne. That one big trick into some movement issues.
Let me tell you,
for both players.
Incredible.
And Fatal's gonna just leave. We're gonna see Vayne also get Tube Soul. And I mean, this doesn't super help with the column 4, but it is a much needed reprieve from what has been happening in this game, which is Miku and Fatal just scoring a ton of points. And you see Miku is already starting SDPP graph. And I genuinely would fully expect both players just go SDPP and end the game on the spot.
So I'm thinking Miku's an SDPP. Yeah, Vayne's aware of this. Dynamite's leaving Churro, so this is interesting because Churro, a 22 sprays up, that's a good starting point. But I think they're recognizing FCP. We need to just get a few squares quickly. I mean, it doesn't look great when you see 6 to 11, but you consider 15 points to win. If a few squares just get marked, a focus on SDPP to get some points up for FCP. If both of those graffitis can be locked in, that in and of itself is going to be powerful. Figuring out which which squares to go for at this stage in the game is going to be difficult. It looks like all players are rushing to Darkside. So a lot of those, Highway 0, that's going to be like a quick default. So the only thing left is for SDPP to be completed.
But look at what Highway Zero's special sets up, though. Because it also gives you the other diagonal to play with. Which is way overkill. They don't need to do this at all. Yeah. You can just spray SDPP and outright win the game. But I do like keeping your options
F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X is going to be unbothered, honestly, from a diagonal threat because of those 20 spray. There's always already pre-spray and Churro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I do think Miku here is a little overextending, but also, low-key, I like that Miku is using the time that it would take for his opponents to rotate in anyways. As long as he doesn't commit to the second lap, I think this is totally fine. Oh, just gonna leave Fatal. If Miku might not expect the double SDPP, and this is where I want to see how Dynamite fares on this route. Because I would feel kind of skeptical that Dynamite knows this route super, super well. But Dynamite also plays enough randomizer where he'll probably still have enough knowledge about this route to be able to pull it out, but missed a tag there.
That is fine. It's fine.
Realized it.
Yep.
Holy.
Okay, thank goodness.
Thank freaking God.
Let me tell you, from experience, SDPP, that is a graffiti route you can fumble your way through without knowing the route. It's slow as all heck, but I've won it twice. Primarily because people forgot to do a spray, but that's beside the point. It is doable.
You never know what could happen to Cook.
Yeah.
But actually, I like Dynamite is kind of going through this route with relatively accurate play.
I think
this split is better than what I expected, and so I think F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. Miku might have overextended and outright lost the position that they were in because of that Highway 0 special.
Doubling up? Okay, so yeah, the problem I have with this particular graffiti route is the numbers are going to change on all 4 of these, and I will never actually know who's in the lead, regardless of what the numbers say.
You have to entirely judge it based off their positioning. It sucks.
Yeah. So we're seeing a 4-way race to SDPP graffiti, which is super exciting, because here's the thing that's kind of crazy, and I'm wondering if Fatal or Miku are going to leave the level at any point, because
I would honestly fully expect it.
Those 3 Shibuya Cho squares, that'd be it for Cook or Be Cooked.
Yeah, they can completely win in Shibuya, or you grab 2 souls in Kogane and then you grab one of the souls in Shibuya Cho. I wouldn't be really particularly surprised, but honestly, I'm a little scared about this co-op. I think Fatal is spraying this graffiti faster than Dynamite is right now. And Vayne while good at these graffiti routes, is not going to be enough to carry the route against Miku specifically. Because Miku's graffiti routes are going to be, like, very, very high level times. But if Miku is spraying what Dynamite did, in theory that could offset some of the slowness if Vayne can manage her part of the route faster than Fatal can manage his. And I don't actually think that's a wild ask, because Fatal's doing what I think is the harder part of the route.
Yeah. I mean, it's neck and neck. Like, I could not tell you who I think is winning. This is the best type of bingo. Just imagine in your head who's winning. You could be right.
We started this SDPP race at 10 minutes on the game clock, by the way. So it's a little ridiculous. I would love to see Dynamite here just leave. I think Dynamite's done most of what he can do. Has to get the pyramid sprays here, actually. Because Vayne is coming up, I mean, less than 10 sprays? 9 sprays for both? But the Dynamite might not know what sprays he needs to get.
Yeah. I feel like the positioning for Cook or Be Cooked at the moment seems a bit more positive for them. I am curious about where exactly the sprays are for Dynamite. Did they not do this spray? Wait, whoa. Okay, my lack of
it's a little bit of shambles
showings. Yeah, so this might be a bit of a tricky situation.
But Dynamite sees it as he's falling here. Surely you saw that. What? Go to the... Okay. Miku's leaving! Miku left!
Miku's gone. So here's the problem.
Dynamite's leaving too!
Yeah.
Wait, this could be big. This could be big.
What's left for both teams?
If Vayne knows where these sprays are that Dynamite skipped, it might be winnable. Because look at, I mean, Fatal's on the observatory. I actually thought Fatal was on the other side of the map. Okay. I think Fatal will probably just win it.
I mean, you could always fall off the climb.
You could, but you don't need to risk it like that. We'll see. I'm a little scared of...
Speaking of not risking it like that, calm down, Vayne.
This could have been one. Fatal, what are you doing the risky climbs for? I'm scared, girl.
Oh.
Okay. It won't matter, but because Vayne just has to get the last two after observatory, and Fatal has enough cans here.
Yeah, I mean we're seeing some sprays already coming in,
and this should close out the game.
That is game.
And that's a actually pretty quick 2-0. That game came in at 14 minutes. We started SDPP graph at 10. That honestly, that SDPP graph race was really close. It came down to Dynamite missing 2 sprays.
Yeah. And that's one of those things, like you say, stuff like SDPP graph coming from a rando background is like very difficult to get your head around, because you've just got to remember so many spray locations and actually doing the route, and there's like so many portions of the map. It was like really, really good, and there was a universe there where F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X got that graffiti square, continued on, got that churro square, just got 2, I think, of those souls, and swung the game.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, that game 2 was a lot closer than that game 1. So I like to see a little bit of fight back. You know what they say. I like that game too, but
we're seeing a game 3.
Game 3, and this board, this board is a little.
It's a board.
So 12 in Kogane, 9 in Shibuya, 10 in Benton, 8 defaults. Not bad.
9 defaults.
9.
We have discovered off the last board that Catwalk near Cube is not classed as a default because Cube is in the name, which is an incredible bug, which will get fixed at some point potentially.
That's very
just
funny.
Like interesting fun fact: there are 9 defaults on this board.
Yeah. Okay. Heard. The the strong areas are really sewers and RDH. The other areas the other districts have very spread out objectives. Of course, Shibuya, they're all pretty fast, with 2 notable exceptions. So you could start Shibuya and go through them really quickly, but RDH, you have Rith, top of station. Trix is slow, but it's not the slowest in the world and allows you to rotate out, and you trade even in sewers. With the player in sewers, so you can rotate quickly enough to where you're still going to get impact even if you go RDH Tricks, and we'll see Vayne off into RDH, as this is what I like to see from F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X. Dynamite completely uncontested in an area while Vayne tries to shut out Fatal Rock. There's no reason you have to interact with Miku really at all in these games. You can fully concede.
Counterpoint. What if you want to interact with Miku?
No. You don't have to. You should be playing to give Dynamite a very healthy amount of points to collect, and going Sky Dino uncontested is exactly what you need to do that. I would have liked to see 99th Air 4 admittedly. It's a fast enough square that you don't really need to worry about it too much, but I think Dynamite's just going to go for Highway 0 Graph. And we're going to see if Vayne can win all of these sewers points. There we go. I was getting a little scared by the triple hand plant, but
good old triple hand plant. It just makes it lock it in. It makes
does not have enough cans for a boost, so is going to need to do the center structure jump boostless here, which is scary.
Here we go.
But W climb.
It's scary, but it's no problem. Let's go.
And center structure grabbed for Vayne. But misses the jump! It shambles!
Oh my god. But Fatal has...
Fatal's sleeping!
Obviously, so...
Scared by Vayne!
Yeah.
Going to just go into Kibo. I actually like that. This is a actually solid start for FCP. I'm worried about that row 4.
Yeah.
But honestly, it might be okay.
Like graffiti though, who cares? Like who? Does
yeah, exactly. Who cares? You only lost the last game because of bingo threat on a row with graffiti.
The last 2 games have only been decided with a graffiti square. Don't worry about it.
I mean, Fork Fountain Kitchen graffiti game. It's one with graffiti square. Who cares?
Fork Fountain
Right.
Oh. This is crazy. So,
I think there's one crazy thing about these games, and it's like we let you on comms. Who said that? Sorry.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, you said poop found in poop drawer. I don't. Can you blame me?
I didn't say that.
What?
Did my commentator get co-commentator get replaced by
okay,
Google Gemini? What the hell is this?
Into my mind. Ignore the fact I'm American. Anyways. We're gonna see Miku actually rotate into RDH to get Rith, and I actually would have liked to see Sewers Tricks 45 from Vayne before leaving, because we're seeing Fatal take a very long time in this Kibo. Doing some pre-spray, doing the Fatal special.
Oh my god!
And we're gonna see Vayne try to commit for Rith, but Rith is just gonna get marked anyways. So kind of tough break here. Maybe you go for RDH Tricks, honestly. I could like that. But is not grabbing the tape for some reason help.
Oh, that tape,
and we're
that tape
dead even.
Linked up, yeah.
But Vayne's just giving the soul.
Yeah, it's there for later.
The only downside for F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X here is that Dynamite has spent 3 minutes on Highway 0.
But still uncontested to this area of the map.
Has tape
Dino's 3 squares?
I wasn't looking super closely. I feel like the only way you can spend 3 minutes doing Highway 0 graph is that you're also unlocking Trick 70. And I feel like you probably were low-key just booming the tricks and then had to give it up. So...
I mean, who's gonna bother going to Highway 0 now? All the graffiti stuff.
Exactly. That Highway 0 Trick 70 can be your anchor win condition square for later. And we're gonna see Vayne into Dogen. Dogen graph on the board. I kind of like this Dogen. I'll say it. Especially with like Dynamite completely uncontested on Dark Side, you're gonna shut down that bingo threat. And Miku taking quite a while on this RDH, has been in this level now for 2 minutes and has out of it only gotten Rift and will get tricks in about another minute.
I mean, that's the interesting thing is Miku's been here for a while. Dynamite's still uncontested. Three more squares are already in the bag. I mean, we've got platform near starting Spiral, which is just nice. Don't worry about it.
You could see a game over. Let's not give it automatically. It is Dino, kind of notorious for taking your life way quicker than you'd think. Silence talks a lot about people stealing cans in graffiti routes. We don't talk enough about Sky Dino stealing life when you're in that level, okay?
Okay, yeah.
They took our health cans, bro.
I believe in Dynamite. I trust Dynamite.
He is... Dino does low-key want everyone dead. A W chat message. Can we pin that? Sorry. You get chatter of the day, Twinkachu. Congrats. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Dynamite can handle Dino, because Dino is a tricky lover. But in the meantime, Vayne's going to be spraying Dogen. Has Grind 10 unlocked, wants to get the cans for the boost. And bang! This kind of gives away what Vayne is doing, but it should, in theory, like, Grind 10 is a really committal square. It should, in theory, signal to Cook that you don't want to come in here, bro.
Did Dynamite from F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X just grab the wrong default? Is that what's going on here? Something seems a bit wacky. I'm scared.
Many such cases.
Oh no. What is happening? I'm scared. Meanwhile, the graffiti route for Dogen's happening. I like that, the graffiti route. Kibo's continuing.
Yeah, I mean, Fatal's just gonna commit to this Kibo route, which feels really interesting to me. And, I mean, I like this board state, honestly, for both teams. I feel like this really could go either direction. It really depends on how quickly Dynamite can win. I kind of wish he would just do Tricks 100, but it looks like he doesn't have tape still. And, you know what? I'll say it. Rando players don't have to deal with Dino in the same way, you know?
What is going on? I'm scared.
I'm scared. Dynamite's standing still. As Miku is going to...
Grabbing 2 beers.
Go into the level. Grabbing 2 beers. One for myself and one for my bitch wife. Sky Dinosaurian Square.
Okay, calm down. I'm gonna get the water bottle.
Hey, Shuffle! Hey! Come on, that was a W clip farm.
Goodness gracious me. Thank God we're not a content farm.
Right. And, okay, Dynamite has spent nearly 4 minutes in Sky Dino. The platform near starting Spiral is still on the board.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna comment, but like tape hasn't been picked up, and
no tape has just been having a good time on a roller coaster. I'll say it.
Is this a pre-unlock? Like, what am I?
Dude.
So wait, did Dynamite went on a platform earlier that looked like that's where Tape would have been? Like, I'm trying to figure out.
I wonder if Vayne is trying to tell
10K.
Dynamite where things are in this level, because Dynamite's just never been in Sky Dino.
I fear that Dynamite might have been replaced with Google Gemini.
We taught this AI how to play bingo, and it did not go well.
I mean, even so, like, Vayne is doing a good job overall, kind of fending off Cook or Be Cooked. But now Miku is in Sky Dino and has picked up
it's
100.
It's bad. This is bad for them, to be clear. I don't know. I like, if you open the dictionary and you look at the word bad, it's gonna say F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X losing to Cook by losing Trix 100 after Dynamite spent 5 minutes in Dino. That's gonna be the definition there. This is maybe the greatest tragedy Bingo has ever seen, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those things where it's just like something doesn't feel right and it's just overwhelming and it's like I've been there before.
I get it. Dino's hard, bro.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're seeing Fatal Rock just chilling with Kibo Graffiti on the way to another bit, or I say another bingo, a bingo. But there's also Catwalk near Cube, so potentially 2 bingos available there.
I didn't even see the column 3 low-key.
Yeah.
They will win with just 1 bingo, I believe. And Vayne, 10 minutes in, grabbing Shibuya Twitch 25. That's not the square I expected to be on this board 10 minutes in, but hey, it's the one that wound up there. But yeah, I mean, Fatal's overwhelming advantage in Kibo will just outright end the game. Which, honestly, this is a sad way for this one to go, because I felt like F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X were in a really solid spot. Dynamite had a lead enough to Dino that, if Dynamite had just had a little bit more experience in Dino before the game started, it would have low-key been fine. Low-key would have been winnable.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think we're definitely seeing a case of F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X came in with not as much practice as Cook or Be Cooked.
Yeah.
But across the course of these 3 games, like, I feel like they've been closer and closer each time. Sky Dino notwithstanding, you know, if Dynamite got those 3 squares, we'd be singing a totally different tune right now. And
I low-key think F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X has had a better first bingo set than my ass back in season 8 or season 6. So like, I don't really think there's much need to worry about this team as long as you can get some more practice gaming under your belt.
I'm not worried at all. I am excited because this is just match 1. There's gonna be more matches with this team.
This has been a very solid first showing, despite, you know, the Dino incident of season 8.
Was that the Dino of season 8? Next bit.
I didn't get the joke, bro. Sorry.
I mean, it's tricky. I'm seeing Miku in Kibo for some reason. It looks like
bro's gonna go help spray special room. And
true. So if Miku gets Catwalk near Cube, that's it. Vayne is a bit too far behind for me to say, oh yeah, it's fairly doable. Unless
Kibo. You can put the prize in the bag.
Unless, well, I'm saying that it's 17 points because of the bingo. I forgot that bingo was there. There we go. So that is the game 3. But yeah, that was. I mean, like I say, there was a bit of a brain fry, and it happens. But we saw F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X over the course of these 3 games just get progressively better and better. And if the next match starts with a stronger match like game 1, it's anyone's game. They have a good shot.
I think this is actually a team that could contend for playoffs. It's kind of unfortunate that you lost against the other team you're kind of against, so you do have to win more than Miku and Fatal do. But I also want to talk about Cook on the other side of this equation, because they showed like a very solid understanding of their game conditions. They played each phase of the game largely accurate, I would say, and that's coming from Miku, a player who isn't generally a strategy specialist, having to be the primary shot caller for this team. Fatal obviously likes strat calling, so he's probably also helping with that, which certainly will help. But Miku, I feel like, didn't play terrible, a really particularly bad game at any point.
They both played well.
Sets. And Fatal just got a ton of value by being in the right places, right times. Often he had a start that gives them enough momentum to be able to carry themselves through that mid game. And that's really the most important part for a team that isn't so great at being behind or playing from behind, right? You can, if you carry that early game momentum, use a stronger early game, being the head and into the mid game to just carry it out, and they played it really well. But we're gonna pull in our players. Yippee! First and foremost, cook or be cooked. How you feeling as I drag in F.C.P.R.E.M.I.X? Cook took the set. How you feel about the win?
I guess it feels nice, Everything's always pretty good.
I bet you feel so good.
I bet you feel so good. I'm Margo, and you're like kicking me, and I'm in the hospital right now, and my dad's kind of sick. Like, oh no. I bet you feel so good with yourself, bro.
Anyways,
a bigger win's a bigger win,
This is our first actual match playing together, including all practices and everything, because employment is an evil part of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have literally opposite work schedules. So
I'm usually not in the driver's seat for comms and for shot calling, so that was something a little newer to me. And also again, we don't have any chemistry. I think in that.
No, it's okay. Again, this is our first game together. We were playing together for the first time today.
We haven't figured shit out. I'm saying that in the sense we haven't figured shit out yet, right? So I don't know. I think first 2 games, I don't think I called correctly. I think game 3 honestly went fine, other than the fact
actually
that
was fine.
We just
it was fine until it wasn't fine.
Roles reversed.
Yeah.
I just could not, for the life of me, describe where platform near starting Spiral really was.
Well, okay. Also, the thing was, I'm gonna put this into perspective for what was happening for for Miku and Fatal, because you guys probably just didn't see me mark for a while. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So I was in Highway 0, obviously, and then Vane's like, dude, you might have to go into Sky Dido. I'm like, you know what? It's a default. I think I know where the defaults are. I've only played Sky Dino and Rando. That's it, and on my first playthrough, that is it. So I'm like, oh, I think it's this platform that's right here. I just need to remember how to get there. And then Vane was describing it. I'm like, I think I know what it is. And I get a soul. It's not the one. And I'm like, I think from here I just have to do a full lap, because I don't know how to get to the Death Warp. So I do a full lap, and then Vane describes it again, and I'm like, oh, it's here, and then it wasn't there. So, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna leave, and then gonna figure something out.
That's why you were on special platform. I was like, are you losing your mind? What's going on? And then
I know where all the
special spawns without special or tape.
Yeah. So again, I know where the souls are.
It's random.
Don't know where they're supposed to be.
It's rando brain.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. Okay, well that's illuminating.
Like literally, if we clear Dino there, it's completely like I think we just win.
Yeah, you're
But
actually
yeah, if I knew where it actually spawned, it would have been so fine.
Which of course it's the game 3 that matters the most here.
Of course.
Yeah.
That is true. Everyone's entertainment value matters a lot.
I feel like mentality-wise though, like between games 1 and 2 and then game 3, we like went into game 3 actually like knowing how to win and what to do, and then like that happened.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
we just
I
weren't
think-
playing very aggressively. We're kind of both playing like kind of evasively, I guess.
Yeah, I actually liked a lot of your strategy calls in games 1 and 2. It was just that you had one big problem show up.
Yeah.
In game 1, of course, 99th, and game 2, it's STPP graph. Good luck with that. And you only lost STPP graph by 2 sprays. You would have won Dynamite if you had sprayed the 2 you missed before leaving. It was way closer than you think. Yeah, there are 2 in
That's crazy.
center on the, I'm not gonna try to explain it to you.
It's fine.
I'll show it to you after the game.
Yeah.
Either side of the staircase.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Bats, I mean,
If
you
I
have any
was in the
thoughts about the
comment-
games you want to
No,
ask?
if I was in that room, I would be like, yeah, this is where the soul is, and it would have been locked in on game 3.
Oh.
Well, if we did a bingo,
And you know what? 2 of those games were at least a little close. So
Yeah?
I actually think
and
all 3 of them
and
kinda
those were my first 3 games of JSRF bingo. So I can't complain.
Yeah. Like, I was saying to Claus on comms, like, all 3 of these games, Sky Dino notwithstanding, on SDPP.Remix, like,
I'll
the
laugh at
games
that.
got progressively closer, and I was like, if this progression continues throughout the season, you're going to be a team to watch out for. Like, and that's like really exciting to see from a team that's like just done their first set of 3 matches, and they've got an entire season to play. Like,
Yeah, I
They
feel
got
like in
a lot
other
of
seasons of
good
JSRF bingo, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But we have like 7 matches. So it's,
You're in
like,
season
kind
8.
of important.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We have 7 teams other than you that are all pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to set up the grudge match now because I think, in at least my mind, it's going to be top 4. Top 3, we already kind of have an idea. That 4th spot is going to be where things get interesting.
Can
Ow.
can we replay a game after grand finals?
Loki would be interested in that. I do think out of the teams that potentially could make the playoffs, we all have our favorites. I want to hear a brief argument on why it's going to be your team, Cook and FCP. I don't know. The fight to the death for the opportunity to speak
They
first. I'm
can go
not
first.
done.
They get it.
I don't. Yeah.
I want it. That's it.
That convincing.
I don't know. I could probably think a little harder.
Yeah.
They give us a pretty
Me
good
and
shot.
Vayne are intelligent, Loki.
Hmm.
Was
What does that
more-
suggest?
I mean,
What do you think about that?
like you
Yeah.
said, that strategy in those games, despite not playing together ever, it was almost something.
If this was
I
a
can
random
see that-
tourney, let me tell you.
I could see the
Rando Squad
Cascades
King
forming.
tonight. Listen, different story.
You son of a bitch,
So,
I'm
any
in.
randos? All right. Well, I mean, we have anything to end it on? There's no bingo or pinball today.
Coming soon.
Cook, you want the last word? You want to say anything before we go?
Yeah,
the
just,
wins?
hope the games were enjoyable for everyone to watch. Hope that Vayne and Dynamite had fun playing at least for their first time. Hope they progress better during the tournament because I can definitely see the potential. And also hope that me and Fatal can bring together some more enjoyable matches and potentially get into the top 4.
Bro thinks he's at the Oscars. Do you want to thank your mom while you're on it?
Hey,
Oh.
relax,
That's crazy.
Relax, be nice, be nice.
I'm shutting the stream. I'm shutting
Yeah,
the stream.
so
off.
I have some final words as well, if that matters.
Apparently to Ace Bats it doesn't, but it does to me.
Yeah.
Wait, why is this voice isolating? I hope you can kind of hear it.
Yeah.
Not really. You gotta turn off noise suppression.
Are you getting the
Where's noise suppression?
copyright strikes? Like, what's happening?
No, this is fair use. This is fair use. No,
Hey,
what
here,
is this?
anyways.
It's not
We can't
working.
hear this bit.
Twig and choose cutting stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.